On June 8th, 2022, another potential secret rare from Metazoo's upcoming new set, UFO, was leaked on the official Discord. The person who received this alleged secret rare had the same scenario happen that happened to the person who received the KRAUT card. They received an incorrect promo with their binder order, and after reaching out to the support team, they were supposed to ship out a release event medal. That did not happen. Instead, he received this beauty. These are the Foo Fighters, and no, I don't mean the band. Hello and welcome back to another installment of Cryptid Chronicles. My name is Yamel and I'm happy to have you guys here with me today. Before we begin, consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy cryptid lore and history videos like this one, and also consider smashing the like button as it really helps grow our small YouTube channel and continue to grow this Metazoo community that we're growing. And without further ado, let's begin. During World War II, pilots of fighter planes started to report weird and suspicious glowing balls of light moving around and following their aircraft. These balls of light were described as fiery and glowing red, white, or orange, while some other pilots described them as resembling Christmas tree lights, much like the art in the card itself. Besides following the craft and moving around, they were reported as playing with the aircraft by making random, wild turns and then simply vanishing from plain sight. These objects could not be outmaneuvered or shot down and were constantly seen as flying in formation with the pilot's aircraft, and they also seemed to be controlled by something. The most modern description of something like that would be a drone. Now, the military took these sightings very seriously as they suspected that they might be related to some secret German weapon that they had no idea about. This phenomenon was so widespread that they earned the name of KRAUT fireballs, but they were more popularly known as Foo Fighters thanks to one Donald J. Myers, who at the time was a radar operator working for the 415th Night Fighter Squadron. It is agreed by many of the 415th members that Myers gave them their name during a time where he was extremely agitated following the appearance of a red ball of fire that appeared to be chasing them through several different high-speed maneuvers. The way the name came to be is actually quite funny because the word foo used to mean nonsense, and back in the early 1930s, a cartoonist by the name of Bill Holman created a cartoon strip by the name of Smokey Stover, where Smokey's catchphrase was, "Where there's foo, there's fire." And as you can imagine, Myers was a fan of this comic strip, and during this random encounter with these balls of fire, he pulled out a copy of the comic strip from his back pocket and proceeded to slam it on the desk and said, "It was another one of those fucking Foo Fighters," and stormed out. Thus, the name of Foo Fighters forever stuck. These sightings officially began around October and November of 1944. However, by December of that same year, the Supreme Headquarters of Allied Expeditionary Force in Paris issued a press release that was featured in the New York Times. This is very important because in this article, they officially attributed those sightings to what they called a new German weapon. Other stories about the Foo Fighters started cropping up in other newspapers as well, such as the New York Herald Tribune and the British Daily Telegraph, which just kind of goes to show you guys the extent of the reach that the Foo Fighters were getting during this time period. By early 1945, the phenomenon of the Foo Fighters had been reported on 14 separate occasions by Captain Ringwald, who was the intelligence officer of the aforementioned 415th Night Fighter Squadron. The interesting thing is that the sightings of these Foo Fighters differed across areas of the globe. So the Pacific Theater of Operations reported that the ball of fire that they were getting reports about resembled a large burning sphere that was suspended from the sky, and it too was reported as following aircraft in a similar fashion that the other Foo Fighter sightings had been. So now that we got all the history behind the Foo Fighters and how really there is no explanation or anything that could have explained them back at the time in 1945. Now we're in the portion of the video where we talk about the potential explanation and theories regarding how the Foo Fighters can be explained. So back in 1945, the Air Ministry released an explanation regarding the Foo Fighter phenomena. This is what they had to say. This is what they went on to say. Bomber command crews have for some time been reporting similar phenomena. A few of the alleged aircraft may have been Me-252s, and for the rest, flak rockets are suggested as the most likely explanation. The whole affair is still something of a mystery, and the evidence is very sketchy and varied, so that no definite and satisfactory explanation can yet be given. As you guys just read, not even the government essentially could explain what was going on with the Foo Fighters. They had no earthly idea what was causing this Foo Fighter phenomena, and the reports were so widespread back in the 40s that you saw many different incidences by reputable military personnel that just they could not explain it. So since then, some of the theories that scientists have put forth is that the phenomena is caused by electrical discharge from the wings of airplanes, also known as the St. Elmo's fire phenomena, which, if you guys aren't aware, that was one of the fan art contest cards that recently got released. So that's one theory. Another theory, or some of the other theories, include the likes of unexplained phenomena like ball lightning, closely resembling the description of the Foo Fighters, and even illusions caused by vertigo. To this day, however, there is no definite answer, and just like the Air Ministry said in 1945, the whole affair is still something of a mystery, and the evidence is very sketchy and varied. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think of the Foo Fighters. What do you guys think of this awesome looking card and the history behind the Foo Fighters? If you guys have noticed, Metazoo has they have a theme going on with some of the secret rares. They tend to be of cryptids who simply are hard to track down, hard to kind of gain more information on, and they even go as far as tripping up governmental people and unexplainable phenomena with jet planes being followed and all that crazy stuff. But I like the theme that's happening. I like where they're headed with this, and hopefully you guys will join me in the next Cryptid Chronicles. Thank you guys.